We're live. Hello, everyone. It is Thursday, the 24th of September, 2020 today. And I have a very special guest with me, Katie Maria. And Katie Maria and I were speaking yesterday. Do you want to tell us a bit about that conversation, Katie Maria, and what came up?
Probably exactly the fear that I'm feeling right now, having committed to doing this. Essentially where we went was just there's so much fear and grief on the planet at the moment, and we just went through, I did come up with an old memory as well, but it all related into, you know, the sadness we felt for all the fear and grief on the planet. And so really that's what we focused on, and trying to bring light, love and healing to Gaia and all of us.
Yeah. And I've certainly felt that recently as well, you know, deep sadness that's not been mine, you know, my own personal sadness, but deep sadness for the world at the moment. And so we had a powerful session, I think, didn't we? It was, yeah,
it was yes.
Quite a deep, powerful session. And at the end, we both said almost in unison, we need to share this. We need to do this again and send it into the world for anybody who is minded to pick it up. And for some people, this is going to be really weird and far out, and that's fine. And for others, it might really resonate and connect. So I hope it reaches the people that it needs to reach today. So even if you are not feeling fear or not consciously feeling fear, we are all 7.7 billion of us on this planet, plus all the plants, animals, and every other living thing. We are all energetically connected. And there is so much fear and grief and sadness at the moment that is impacting on all of us. So this session is really just like a standard tapping session, but rather than focusing on our own personal feelings today, we're going to try and connect in with that global fear, with that global grief, and do some tapping to see if we can at least ameliorate it a little bit, let it go a little. And because we are all connected globally, I'd like to finish the session with a healing for each and every one of you that choose to watch this. So that'll be, I hope, a really powerful healing for you that will leave you feeling better than you do right now. So the tapping points, many of you are probably familiar with. If not, just copy us. Okay, and you can repeat either in your head or out loud the words that I speak, and you can repeat that along with Katie Maria. Katie Maria may also interrupt with some other suggestions, which is perfect. Okay, so we start by tapping little finger side of the hand on the fleshy part and just breathing. So what comes to my mind, Katie? Well, Katie Maria, you tell me what comes to your mind that we need to actually focus on. I'm just going to blow my nose. I have an equinox runny nose. What is coming to mind for you, Katie Maria?
The first word that came in was fear.
Fear. Okay. So let's just do a round of tapping just on the fear that so many people are feeling at the moment. And fear, of course, can encompass many, many things. So it might be fear of this virus. It might be fear of death or ill health. But equally, it might be fear of having your rights taken away, or fear of overwhelm, or fear of it never ending. Anything else?
Fear of losing touch with people.
Yeah. Yeah, fear of lack of connection.
Yeah, can't talk to who I want to talk to, or be with who I want to be with.
Yes, and fear of something happening to your loved ones as well as you. Yeah, and fear of money, losing your job. There are multitudinous things that we could be fearful for at the moment. So all of that, and likely at some level, fear is resonating with you in one of those aspects. It may not be around the health issue, but it may be around the financial issue. It may be fear for your family. It may be fear for the future of the globe, fear for where we're going, fear for what it means for life in a year, 2 years, 5 years.
And for those with children,
yeah,
fear for their future too.
Yeah, fear for how this might impact them. So likely there is some degree of fear, although that might not be the obvious thing for you right now. So just tune into fear. Just maybe say the word fear. Close your eyes if that's comfortable for you, not if you're driving a car. And just think about fear. And if you knew where you felt the fear, just notice where you're feeling it. So we can repeat these words. Even though I have fear in my body, in my mind.
Even though I have fear in my body, in my mind.
I accept that I feel this way right now.
I accept that I feel this way right now.
Even though I do feel fearful about some aspects of my life at the moment.
Even though I do feel fearful about some aspects of my life at the moment.
I accept that this is a normal human response.
I accept that this is a normal human response.
Even though I would love to be without fear, but I am fearful.
Even though I would love to be without fear, but I am fearful.
I accept that I feel this way right here, right now.
I accept that I feel this way right here, right now.
Great. We tap on the top of the head. This fear that I'm feeling.
This fear that I'm feeling.
Inside the eyebrow. This fear that I feel in my body.
This fear that I feel in my body.
Tapping on the outside of the eye. I feel fear about my life.
I feel fear about my life.
I feel fear for my country.
I feel fear for my country.
Under the nose. I feel fear for the children.
I feel fear for the children.
Under the mouth. I feel fear for the planet.
I feel fear for the planet.
Under the collarbone. I feel fear about all the uncertainty.
I feel fear about all the uncertainty.
Tapping under your arm. I feel fear for the future.
I feel fear for the future.
Actually, we'll go back to the top of the head. I'll leave out the hand points today. I feel fear.
I feel fear.
Inside the eyebrow. So much fear in the world.
So much fear in the world.
Outside the eye. I see this fear manifesting as many other emotions.
I see this fear manifesting as many other emotions.
Under the eye, I see fear manifesting as anger.
I see fear manifesting as anger.
Under the nose, I see fear as grief and sadness.
I see fear as grief and sadness.
Under the mouth, I see fear as overwhelm.
I see fear as overwhelm.
On the chest, just under the collarbone, I see fear as despair.
I see fear as despair.
Under the arm, I see fear as lack of hope for the future.
I see fear as lack of hope for the future.
Top of the head, I see fear as anxiety.
I see fear as anxiety.
Inside the eyebrow, I see fear as health issues.
I see fear as health issues.
Outside the eye, I see fear as physical pain.
I see fear as physical pain.
Under the eye, I see fear as hysteria.
I see fear as hysteria.
Under the nose, I see fear as loneliness.
I see fear as loneliness.
Under the mouth, I see fear everywhere.
I see fear everywhere.
Under the collarbone, I see fear in the eyes of everyone I meet.
I see fear in the eyes of everyone I meet.
Under the arm, I see fear in my family.
I see fear in my family.
Top of the head, I see fear in my friends.
I see fear in my friends.
Inside the eyebrow, and I feel fear in myself.
And I feel fear in myself.
Outside the eye, I feel deep sadness.
I feel deep sadness.
Under the eye, I feel deep uncertainty.
I feel deep uncertainty.
Under the nose, it can overwhelm me.
It can overwhelm me.
Under the mouth, I feel so sad.
I feel so sad.
Under the collarbone, I feel the anxiety of people around me.
I feel the anxiety of people around me.
Under the arm, I feel the anxiety and hysteria of the world.
I feel the anxiety and hysteria of the world.
Top of the head, I feel weighed down by it.
I feel weighed down by it.
Inside the eyebrow, all of this fear.
All of this fear.
Outside the eye, all of this hysteria.
All of this hysteria.
Under the eye, all of this grief and sadness.
All of this grief and sadness.
Under the nose, all of this overwhelm.
All of this overwhelm.
Under the mouth, all of this anger.
All of this anger.
Under the collarbone, all of this loneliness.
All of this loneliness.
Under the arm, all of this fear in the world.
All of this fear in the world.
Stepping back on the outside of the hand, take a breath. That might feel pretty heavy at the moment. That's okay. We're just going to allow ourselves to lighten that a little. Even though there's all of this fear in the world.
Even though there's all of this fear in the world.
The planet continues to turn.
The planet continues to turn.
The sun rises every day.
The sun rises every day.
The moon rises every night.
The moon rises every night.
And the stars are always there.
And the stars are always there.
Mother Earth continues to flourish.
Mother Earth continues to flourish.
Regardless of what mankind does to her.
Regardless of what mankind does to her.
The planet will continue to live.
The planet will continue to live.
Okay, just take a breath. Let's just sit with that feeling. And I'll just invite you now, however you're feeling, to think of one thing in your life for which you feel grateful today. It can be a really small thing. It might be a really big thing. It might be an animal. It might be a child. It might be the beautiful autumn colours or spring colours, depending on where you are in the world. It might be that the sun's shining. It might be that your partner made you the best cup of coffee this morning. It doesn't matter. Just think of one thing for which you feel grateful. Just notice, just invite you actually to hold the back of your hand here between the ring finger and little finger. Just hold this point on your hand. Just notice the feeling of gratitude. Okay. So I actually have a photograph of my beautiful cat looking extremely cheeky, and I keep that on my desk. And whenever I feel a bit out of sorts, I look at that and it unfailingly makes me smile. So that is always my go-to gratitude item if I'm really struggling to think of anything else. But we all have something for which to be grateful. Maybe that you woke up today. Maybe that so much of your body is working well and pain-free. We always, however bad it is, there is something where we can find gratitude. So just focus on the thing for which you feel grateful. And as you think about it, just notice how that makes you feel. How do you feel, Katie Maria?
Light and joyful.
Where do you feel that?
It's starting in the abdomen, but it's just sort of expanding and expanding all the way up my body.
Is there a colour?
brilliant white light.
Brilliant white light. So everyone might be different. You might feel it in different places. Really often we feel it in our chest or our stomach or our abdomen. Just notice where you feel that feeling of gratitude. And if you can, if there's a colour with it, then focus in on that colour as well. Not everybody can get colours, that's okay. And imagine that we are sending that feeling of gratitude, that colour, through every one of the 70 trillion cells in our body. Every cell, atom and particle is being filled with that amazing feeling of gratitude and love. Just spreading it through every cell, atom and particle. Allowing it to infiltrate all the cells, there's no rush. And when you can feel it running through you, you might feel tingling or vibration or just a lightness. It just is likely to feel a little different in your body. Just invite you to imagine either that you're holding the whole globe in your hands, or maybe embracing it, so you're giving it a big hug. So I'm going to imagine I have the globe in my hands. Do you want to embrace it, Katie Marie? And on the planet, I believe there are 7.7 billion people, more or less. So you're embracing all of them, the good, the bad, and the ugly. You're embracing all living things on that planet, all sentient beings. And you are holding them, and you are sending that feeling of gratitude and that colour to every single being, every living thing, every sentient being on the planet right now, because you're holding it, sending it that feeling. You might want to breathe out that feeling into it, sending that into the planet, expanding that. And you can connect with that feeling whenever you like. And if we all did this every day, the world would be a very different place. Let's just breathe that feeling out, sending it out. And imagine that you're telling everybody on that planet, I love you. And that includes you. I'm telling you, I love you. Because how can we love others if we don't truly love ourselves? And if that's a struggle for you, then we're going to do something just for you right now. So you might want to put your globe down now. You can rest it in front of you or wherever feels appropriate, on your lap or next to you. You can pick it up anytime and send it love. And I know for some of you that have just joined, this is going to seem very odd, but that's okay. So what I'm going to invite you to do now, close your eyes if that's okay to do. And I'd like you to imagine yourself in a really big space. Okay, so that could be a stadium, a big football stadium, for example, or it might be a big open field, big open countryside, moorland. It might be a beach. Just imagine yourself somewhere. Have you got a place, Katie Marie?
I have, yes. Green rolling hills.
Green rolling hills. Beautiful. So there you are on the green rolling hills, or your special place. And we are going to invite in everybody you've ever known. So we are going to invite in friends and enemies, people you liked, people you didn't like, people who caused you pain, people who gave you love. We're going to invite your immediate family, your primary caregivers when you were a child, siblings, cousins, and these can be people that are still alive or not. Just going to imagine bringing them all in. You don't have to connect with them or see their faces. We're just going to bring them all into this beautiful space that you've created. We're going to bring in maybe your friends at primary school, your teachers, your neighbours when you were a child. As you got older, the other people you met, maybe in clubs and groups. maybe people you went to college with or university, if you did that, people from work, everyone you've ever known in your whole life, all your colleagues, your suppliers, your clients, all your friends, all your enemies, all your partners, all your exes, bring them all in. They're all there. Everybody you've ever met in your whole life, even the postman, the bus driver, the person who serves you at the supermarket. They're all there. Everyone you've ever met in your whole life. It's a lot of people. And they are all, you don't have to hear the individual messages, but each and every one of those people is going to tell you something about you for which they're grateful or which they like. So it might be the supermarket checkout person might thank you for your lovely smile that brightened their day. The postman might thank you for the tip at Christmas. Everybody is going to tell you one thing, maybe something you did or a characteristic about you that they really loved and appreciated in you. You don't have to hear all of that. Just feel that bombardment of gratitude, of thanks, and of appreciation. Just notice how that feels in your body when everybody you've ever met in your whole life tells you something good about you. And breathe that in. And you deserve this. You deserve to feel like this. You deserve every single millimetre of it. This is you. We are human. We've all done things that we wish we hadn't done. But equally, we've all done things that have touched the lives in a positive way of other people. So allow yourself to feel this. Just notice how that feels in your body. Come back to this as often as you like. And now I invite you to thank all of those people so much for being there with you today, for coming along to share their positive experience of you. Thank them for coming. Big gratitude. And I just invite you to say to yourself and to all of your younger selves that ever felt less than in some way, just say to yourself, I love you.
I love you.
I bet that feels a bit easier now. And when you're ready, just start to bring your awareness back into your space. Maybe feel your feet on the ground. If you're sitting, the chair underneath you. You can open your eyes when you're ready. Okay. How are you?
That was another deeply powerful one. Thank you very much, Mary Jane.
My pleasure. And
how are you?
I'm good. Better than when I woke up this morning, feeling a bit blur, actually.
Good.
Yeah. So we can change our energy, and we can not just change our own energy, we can change the energy of everybody around us, and wider than that, because we are energetically connected with them all. So I invite you to repeat the bits of that resonated with you, or just ignore it and say what a load of trash, because that's all okay. It will touch the people it needs to touch. If you feel moved to share this with anyone, then that would be great. And I thank you for being here, for watching us today, for joining us, for any comments that you wish to leave. Is there anything you would like to say?
Thank you, Mary Jane, for all the light and love and healing you bring to the world. Thank you for helping me do that. Okay, so now I need to work out how to end this session, having been off to quite a slow start at the beginning. I'm not even sure how to do that. So yes, excuse us as we fiddle around for a while. I think I've worked it out. Okay, and thank you. Enjoy your day. Bye-bye.